So that's my point.
Okay. Before we end this particular topic, round up.
Okay, thank you for the audience once more. So, as I was saying, what I always look for is, as an advocate for peace, what we want is peace. It doesn't really matter whether somebody did whatsoever or what it is, but it is true that we follow the law. But we believe that the law, the South African president should, at this moment of time, do everything possible to make sure that he grants general amnesty. It was even preferable for Jacob Zuma to be given a suspended sentence to make sure that maybe he remain at home and continue with some of the activities that he was doing to avoid problem. Because the consequences of what has just been done by the leaders in South Africa is really it's disastrous. We are very disappointed on what the president is doing. So we pray that these issues will really look into as fast as possible to make sure that peace returns in South Africa. If South Africa has once more be a model country in Africa here since after the issue of apartheid, but we are not. We are praying that we should not South Africa within themselves who were crying that the whites and the other people were like discriminating against them and all the rest. To the same South Africa should start now and people should be going around using this issue of justice as a means of setting political scores. I don't know if the president Cyril Ramaphosa is like setting a political score. Maybe some problem he has with Jacob Zuma, but he should know very well that he is the president and the president for the entire country. If he has a personal problem with Jacob Zuma, he should look for another ways of setting the problem and not with the use of justice to silence him.
Dr. Michael Dimancho, no right to appeal. No, Zuma did not have the right to appeal was not given. The right for him to be listened to was not given. At the end of the day, he was just sentenced by the court.
Of course, how could he be given any time to explain himself when he's a polygamist? I mean, if he was a homosexual, he would have done that. You know, one of the particularity of Zuma is that Zuma had so many wives, and the world didn't want that. There are certain things we should look into this issue. There's much that the eye doesn't see. And let me tell you, you said Nelson Mandela was a peace crusader. Do you know why immediately when he came out from prison, he had to divorce Willie? He divorced Willie because while in prison he was formatted. I mean, they put in some kind of knowledge in his mind and a knowledge of forgiveness. I mean, they softened his heart about the kind of the political activism that he had. And when he came out of prison, Winnie was already more powerful in that kind of seeking for independence than Mandela, because the Mandela came out from prison not speaking the same language that he went.
Apostle said there were two people in the prison. One opted that they don't have, but then Mandela went for
exactly. So you already see that the Mandela who went into prison came out as a different person, and therefore the person like Zuma, of course, is supposed to be regarded in South Africa as somebody who, I mean, is a pillar and is a monument. I mean, that people are supposed to regard. And when he is giving this kind of a disgraceful outing, I mean exit. I mean, we think that there is more that South Africa has to look into.
Okay, we take on a brief transition. When we come back, we take on the second topic, which we will be looking at Nigeria and Nnamdi Kanu arrest. As far as that is concerned, what lesson can Nigeria learn from the Cameroon saga?